Because the softball college.
What's going on? The Swoop Squad. We back, man. Back for another episode for that head top joint. You know what it is. I'm your boy, the most. I'm King K. I got my brother with me, Ill Will. What's going on, man? How you doing? Uh-oh. Yeah, your mic is mute. Yeah. Uh-oh. Already into the show. Well, we're gonna go back to Will, but I got my other brother here, man, Marcus. What's going on, brother? How you doing?
What's good, man? I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm chilling, man. I can't even call it. We already got somebody up here. Oh, my cousin Jordan. What's up? What's going on? Southside Jersey. What's good? Yeah. Ill Will's still having issues with his mic. We'll get back to it. Still will, man. So today's episode 15, we're going to talk about OTAs and notes. Shout out to Go Birds podcast with James Seltzer and my man was it Elliot Short Parks. He always comes through reliable. He's not an Eagles fan, like a lot of people get mad at him. So he's just somebody I like to look up to when it comes to the media content. He's just really good at it. Got a nice podcast with it. Oh, looks like we got Ill Will back. What's going? Nah, we still ain't got you. Man. He moved into the new place and got all kinds of audio problems. All right. Then we got my man. You know what it is, affiliated Poppy, aka the man with the most, with the host, got the history. You know what I'm saying? My guy, Rico. What's good?
Chumami Muñeño?
You a fool, yo. Yeah, that was so funny. I thought you were about to come out with something super dope. You come out here with them. Oh my god! Yo, man, how you feeling, man? How you good? Everything good?
I'm good now. I had to make a little deal with the mini terrorists over here.
I got you.
Calm down. You know how that goes, but good, man. How's everybody feeling today, baby? Y'all ready to
good, man?
Birds?
Man, let's we might as well just jump into the conversation. I don't know what's up with Ill Will's mic. Let's see if we can get up in here.
Bobby. Big Mark, baby, what's going on?
Can't get him, man.
Cheers,
right,
gentlemen. Got that right.
Oh yeah, let's get a cheers in. Yo, and before this cheers, please like and subscribe to the channel. You know what I'm saying? Yo, this is the Swoop Boys. We sit back, barbershop talk about the Birds, talk about NFL, talk about NBA. We talk about everything. You know what I'm saying? We talk about eating glizzies. I don't think anybody's up here that eats glizzies like that, though, but we good. You know what I'm saying? So let's go into it. First things first, OTA notes.
Wait, real quick, before we do get into OTA notes, what type of glizzies do you guys like? National Hebrews, Nathan's? I feel like this is pressing because I ran into you know how you like do little like you end up in weird places on either YouTube or Twitter or Instagram. Like you click a couple things and then next thing you know, things go left and you're in a weird thing. I somehow found myself in a glizzy deep dive the other day, and Cap was really going in about which hot dog is the best glizzy to like. And it sounds crazy. It sounds crazy, right?
Yo, hold on. Time out. You're definitely in an awkward place right now.
Craving some glizzies over there, huh?
Yo, how'd you end up looking at glizzies on YouTube, son? You bugging? Like,
It was not. It wasn't you. It was on. It was on Twitter, and then
Glizzy and the Dizzy.
it was on Twitter, and a couple comments just ended up leading me to this really weird thread. And at first, I was like, "Is this legit?" And then, as I'm reading the thread, I'm seeing the comments, and I'm like, "Well, you know what? Some of these guys are actually making some really good arguments here about which glizzy is best for what situation." Because one dude was over here talking about Nathan's is delicious, but you don't want to.
Don't say you can't say delicious with glizzies.
Hey,
Pause. Pause.
Hey, they were already there. I'm just telling you.
Glizzy, glizzy.
Oh man, hey, I'm a bratwurst guy. You know what I'm saying? So,
I can respect that. I can definitely respect.
You know what I mean?
I'm a hot link guy all day.
You're a hot link guy. Okay, that's what's up.
My granddad's from Mobile, Alabama, so I was on them hot links early.
Oh, you was on them red hots.
Yeah, give me the red hot on. Give me the red hot on.
Yeah,
red hot all day, every day.
Oh man,
delightful. With some
that's funny. Yo, shout out to everybody in the chat. Jordan Todd, yo, appreciate you. He said I like the chili cheese with the onion. Hey, yo, flavors everything, B.
Hey.
Flavors everything, B.
You know what? Them chili cheese dogs underrated.
Thanks. Yo, somebody told me that they got rid of the hot dog, the little glizzy joints at the park, at the ballpark at Citizen.
At Citizen Bank?
Yeah, like there was something like iffy about. I don't know. Like somebody told me.
I saw somebody put something on Twitter talking about their back, like their back.
Oh, their back. Okay. It was one or the other.
See, I'm not the only one on Twitter having glizzy
No. I'm not actively looking for glizzy.
I wasn't actively.
Glizzy, I know it's in the drill rap joint.
You don't even want to know how I ended up on that.
Glizzy's on a blicky.
I was literally. It started off on a Pop Smoke conversation, and somehow it ended up there.
That's wild, man.
That's a weird dynamic.
That's wild, man. That's wild. How do you? Hey,
Glizzy.
You know what? Let's go on. Let's go on. What we need to talk about.
OTA.
Charlie, what's going on, man?
What's up?
Thanks for joining in,
How are you?
guy. Chilling, man. Chilling.
My man. How you been?
Oh
Hanging
man,
in there?
hanging in there.
Yeah, good.
All right, so we're gonna go with the first things first, man. So we talk about OTAs. Got some notes from Go Birds, the ES from Elliott Short Parks. Rule number 1: AJ Brown looks like a tight end, but faster, and can catches everything that comes near him. That's exciting.
Yeah.
You see how big AJ Brown is? Of course, he's gonna look like a tight end.
Bro,
man.
Yeah, he ain't a little dude. They also said, what's the other little dude? No, Zach Pascal. They said he's the biggest wide receiver in the group at 6'2", 220.
The tallest. Tall.
Yeah.
How tall is AJ Brown?
I think AJ is only 6 foot.
AJ Brown?
He looked way bigger than that.
That's what I said.
He looked way bigger than that.
Yeah, wait a minute.
No, 6 foot.
Nah, the dude from
Arthur J. No, he's a tight end.
JJ.
He's a tight end.
Oh, yeah, tight end now?
Yeah, you gotta remember, he's a tight end. He also gained 12 pounds of muscle from whatever. We all know if he makes the team, he's gonna make the team as a tight end, right? Because he can block.
AJ Brown is
okay, but
6'1".
This is my thing. Yes, he can block, but you're not going to be blocking DBs. You're going to be blocking linebackers. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference between 5'9", 180 pounds versus.
Well, he ain't gonna be. He ain't the primary dude. He ain't the primary dude. He catching the weak side. He catching the extra D
our
back in there
offense as well.
Hopefully,
they're not afraid to spread a tight end out to the wide. So,
I got you. All right. So the second note is and I guess everybody in the audience, please don't kill me. I know this is practicing shorts. No live bullets are shooting live. But note is, Jalen looked unbelievable on 7 and 7. Made tight throws. And was actually, his numbers were He was 10 for 11, 2 TDs, no interceptions, 3 completions over 40 yards. Yo, somebody's TV on. Can we mute that?
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, mute that TV. We don't want no copyrights now.
Yeah, don't
get our joint pulled.
Get our
right.
It's not just homer, 2-run home run.
Get our joint pulled.
I mean, you go ahead.
No, go ahead. I don't know if you guys hear that stat line and what was going on.
Man, I'll just say one thing, and this is one thing only. What a full off season will do for a player, not just a quarterback, for any player.
Right.
That's all I'm gonna say about that.
All right.
Yep.
Okay. We all agree that way?
I concur.
Okay.
I mean, fundamentals are very important.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Man, I was working with TB12. Let's not rule that out now. You don't think y'all have to mess with TB12?
So was it Tom Brady or his dude?
His guy.
His guy.
But
now, I got a hot take for that one.
But we can't. I mean, look. You know how these things go. You're working with his guy, but there's no way there's no way that this guy was working on all season with Tom Brady's guy and didn't get some type of work, even if it was one or 2 days or a couple hours with the GOAT himself. Right. I'm sure paths crossed at some point in this offseason and during his little training sessions that he probably was working with the GOAT. And I'm sure he picked up 1 or 2 things because Jalen, being the kind of smart player he is and being with his work ethic, I'm sure he was able to go ahead and get a couple jewels out. You know what I'm saying?
So the year Nick Foles went 27 and was it 2 or something interceptions or something like that? Something crazy like that, right? Yep. They had the week practice scrimmage with the Patriots. So I'm just saying, some Tom Brady stuff gonna rub off on you, man. So,
What was that weird Tom Brady?
Arguably one of the greatest seasons in NFL history, right? It's up there. Like,
wasn't that the season? Wasn't that the off season where they were like not a single ball? Tom Brady at practice didn't have a single ball touch the ground or some crazy stuff like that.
Something like that. Yeah, it was doing when you scrimmage all week, and then it was the year Chip Kelly got here, the first year. So you scrimmage all week, and you had the preseason game.
Yes, sir.
Tom Brady beat our ass so bad, he had to pull Jalen to the side. It's like, I need to help you out.
And where's Jalen for?
Yeah,
that man TB12 said, "Hey man, I saw a couple of those scrambles where your back was to your receivers and you were looking at your own end zone. So let me show you how not to do that."
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, but like Mark said, if you look at the video, bro, it is OTAs. I'm ready to see what happens when the pads come on because everybody got a plan until you get punched in the mouth.
Absolutely.
Will Jalen break away from these fundamentals when the pressure gets on him, or if it does get to him? So I'm kind of on the fence, but I'm liking what I'm seeing so far.
I mean, down the stretch, you saw him staying in the pocket, making them throws. Not bailing out at first sign of trouble. So sliding in the pocket, sliding to the protection. So I think that if he can continue what he was doing last season, and I'm ruling the Tampa Bay game out, man. They came with their A defense. Nobody was expecting that. Not one person on the Eagles. So I was like, ooh, this ain't good. Everybody playing. So they've been playing games with people. So
speaking of that, when you guys are talking about fundamentals, details, growth, that's the biggest thing that Nick Sirianni is preaching to everybody on this squad is this offseason: fundamentals, details, growth. So my question to you guys is, all 4 of you guys, what does fundamentals, detail, growth mean to you? Will, you kind of hit up on it when you was talking about Jalen with it, improving his feet work, not looking beyond of what's in front of him and saying, hey, this is what I need to go through, and going through his progressions. So, Will, go ahead, man. You was on the head with it.
Yeah, so we were talking about growth. So did he learn from his mistakes in the playoff game? The stuff he did in the playoff game, you can do against the Giants and okie-doke teams like that, when they're not good. You can get away with those late throws and stuff like that. Against a team with a top-notch defense, And safeties like that, they will baited him. He's like, I got you. Right. So, that's it. He did get him. He's like, I got you. Because he was going that way and boom, he hit that turn and Jalen let the ball go. It was too late by then. So,
right.
Those type of things. And he continues on, get in that film room, learn, know what the team's going to do, know what their tendencies are, those type of things. Things you can anticipate because they're going to do this all the time. That's the thing you got to go into the next season with.
Okay, so on the growth, that's what you hit on. So next person, let me go with Charlie. What does detail mean to you in this position for Jalen?
Well, you said fundamental, detail, and then growth. So immediately what I thought was that once you master those fundamentals, then you can start to grow. But within that, you have to incorporate your own details within the fundamentals in order to become, that, franchise quarterback, or, that the top 5 quarterbacks, your Rodgers, your Brady's, your Mahomes, So that's what it means to me. I mean, it's a lot of things that are incorporated within a quarterback because the quarterback's probably the most criticized position in the entire league. In the entire,
sports
in
period.
all the positions. Yeah. So, I mean, that's what I think. And Jalen, he's gonna incorporate his fundamentals are gonna have to get there. He's gonna work with his coaches. He's gonna master them. And then once he adds his little details in it with the scrambling and all that, he's gonna be, I believe, top 10 in the league this year.
Oh, whoa. Okay.
Yeah. A little hot.
Perfect.
Say it with your chest. Shots fired. Yo, good work, Charlie. Good work. All right. So last but not least, we're gonna go with this. You know what? Not even last but least, because
wait.
Okay, hold on. Because this show is dedicated to my guy, Marcus. Coach Marcus was good. This is about you today. So
Bluetooth connected.
AK was good. So I mean, speaking of, let's go with Marcus. What you elaborating on, bro? What was you like? 8, bro? What's up, man? Was you like 8? You was a quarterback of your team, your squad?
That was sophomore year. That was actually the Martin Luther King Germantown game.
Oh, okay.
So I was JV, and they pulled up a couple of us JV players to suit up for varsity. So I got to suit up and run kickoff as a special teams guy. So I was part of that nice little Thanksgiving tradition.
That's cool, man.
That's what's up, bro. That's what's up. AK was good. So tell me about the fundamentals and growth in detail.
You can have all the talent in the world, but if you don't have the proper fundamentals, you basically are worthless. So once you've got the fundamentals down pat, now it's understanding the details as far as the play concept,
Bluetooth
reading.
Bluetooth
especially
connected.
if you're talking about Jalen, if we're running a mesh concept, this is what we're doing. This is the first read, second read. All right, these are the finer details because like we saw in that one play I showed y'all, where he missed Devontae on a clear out route, those are the small details. So once you got the fundamentals down pat, you understand the details as far as how to read the defense on these certain key plays. Who's your first read? Who are you reading the plays off? Are you reading the corners, safeties, that type of deal? Now you can go into the growth. You can start building into it because the more you're going to start to see is the exposures. Now you can understand as far as tendencies. Hey, when I played a certain team, or I played a certain corner, when we do these routes, he tend to bail out a little bit more. This route going to be open. So it's all looking into the game and as well looking at the tape, because you can have, like I said, all the talent in the world, but if you don't have those fundamentals, you're worthless. And we're seeing it right now. Jalen's changing his mechanics. The ball's coming out a lot better. The release point, he's using more of his hips, the lower legs, instead of relying on his arm and his shoulder. All right. Now it's, how can he read the defense? That's going to be the next big thing, because a lot of people are saying Jalen can't read the defense. So we got to see how is he going to read the defense. If he's getting those small details under year 2 now, under the same system, now we can see the growth as our offense because you can open up the playbook a lot more now.
Yeah. I think you hit everything on the head on that one. We're gonna go with my dictionary, my man, one of my best friends, man. We're gonna go with Rico. Go ahead and tell him. Papi Chulo, whatever you just said.
Papi Chorizo.
Papi. Hey, look, I'm gonna approach this from the very beginning of this whole thing, and this is in reference to the Goldbergs that we were all kind of talking about earlier this week. Jalen's pedigree is the basis for all of this. Where's he from? Texas. That's the football state. You know, that's the football state. You know what I'm saying?
H-Town,
baby. He was a top recruit coming out of Texas, like we've heard. You know, got into he was a high recruit into one of the top programs. And we've had this conversation before. He's been punched in the mouth before, literally been punched in the mouth to the point where he was put on the bench.
Right.
Then came back, still led his team the next week and did what he was supposed to do. And then what did he do after that? He didn't cry over spilled milk. He switched programs, and he almost was a Heisman the following season for another top program in the country. Guy comes in as a second-round pick for the Eagles, and he's only gotten better since then. So, and again, in reference to ESP, this guy has done nothing but get better year in and year out. Here we are heading into his third season. He's got a full off season to go ahead and do what he needs to do, working with the right people. I think these fundamentals are 100% going to stick when we get to a game like we had last season against like Giants, where things were really mucky, or like when he finally got into the playoffs against Tampa Bay, the big dogs. It wasn't the prettiest game, but still stuck in there. Didn't quit on the team, and the team didn't quit on him. So I think we're going to see nothing but this team improve. Hey, Jonas, what's going on? AK, we appreciate being here. You know what I'm saying? Further AM was good.
Yep.
Yo.
What that Jawn is.
Oh, man. Y'all know what that means, baby.
All right.
Right.
So on the next segment, man, we're going to talk a little bit. I mean, you guys, I'm pretty sure everybody's talking about it. Everybody's talking about I don't know if you guys agree with me, but do you agree with this whole, Shane Steichen let the cat out the bag this past week with his conference saying, "Man, I was the one calling the play calls." How you guys feel about that? I mean, kudos to Nick for realizing that, hey, being a head coach is difficult, but game managing and consulting your consultants and like getting everybody involved. That's my point of view. But yo, how you guys feel? Let me go. Reek, go ahead and tell them.
You know what? I don't know why everyone's so surprised by this, because maybe I was the only one who kind of caught it last season, but there was a point where there was this little skim up. Remember when they had the whole convo where he was like, "Oh, I really got in what's his name's ass, Gannon's ass, and I really let him know it's not going to be, we're not going to be standing for this. Things got to get better."
After the Raider game. After the Raider game. Yes.
That same week, that there was convo about him possibly about Sirianni being more of the big picture guy and him not being so wrapped up. He said he was really only involved in the play calling for the game script, the first 10 to 15 plays, and then he was taking a step back role. And so that wasn't something that I think is new. I think people are just kind of bringing it back up now because the headline kind of surfaced. But they did make reference to it after that game, and all that did kind of come out. So, I mean, look, being a head coach it's a big job, all right? Especially for a guy who's, new and kind of getting his feet into the whole program like Sirianni is. So if you need to step back and let your guys go ahead and do what they're supposed to do and contribute like your supporting cast is supposed to, I'm all good with that. And like he said, he's in on all week and coming up with play game strategy. He's setting up what plays they think they should do in certain situations. You just gotta let your guy make the decision and trust. That's why you hired him, right? So
that's why, that's only in the the so-called West Coast offense because originally Bill Walsh didn't call it his plays. So Mike Holmgren started that stuff, calling his own plays and holding on to it to the death of it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So, you know,
and I mean, you see guys like even Andy Reid said like the second half of the season when Doug was still there, Doug was call plays. So I mean, these guys they do that. It doesn't mean that Nick Sirianni's not going to grow into a play caller. I don't even think Bill Belichick calls the offensive plays. I think he's more in on the defensive side of things, and he lets his O coordinator kind of run what they're supposed to do because he's already implemented the system. So as long as you're working in that, then there's nothing that he really needs to do past it.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, most teams, the offensive coordinator calls the plays. Coach doesn't call them, except, like you said, the first 15, he might have the playoff, the timeout play. Hey, we're going to run this. You know what I mean? But other than that, it usually doesn't do it. Just coming from that Holmgren, Andy Reid thing, where you want to call your own plays. But, if you're missing, if you're bad at time management, that's what I always used to say about Andy Reid. Like, hey, you might want to watch the clock.
Yeah. Well, we knew that man was terrible with the game management. Like, come on,
he was terrible with game management.
Andy Reid still calls his plays in Kansas City.
Right. But he's been doing it for 20 years now. So
I thought Eric Bieniemy called the plays.
I mean, Andy Reid is Andy Reid. You're not going to tell. He's not going to just dish off and delegate the offenses to the coordinator. But if he's just
coming right from Mike Holmgren too, so he's really locked into calling his play. So. But the other guys, I don't think so because, like I said, if you go back to Bill Walsh, he didn't call his own plays. Like Sam Weiss and all them guys and Holmgren, that's how they got their start, right? They were the offensive coordinators for 49ers. They called the plays. So Holmgren started that. I got to call my own play stuff. So
right. Well, Walsh brought something different to the game because everything, all the X's and O's were, plain and simple. Our strategy is going to go against your weakness, and our weakness is going to, you know what I'm saying? So It was like, it was more of like trying to play the mix, and now it's all about mix and matching, creative spacing. I guess we can go into it, man. That was like something like Chip Kelly. Chip Kelly brought something to the NFL. It was kind of different. The problem was, though, NFL teams caught on to it. They was like, oh, okay, all right, I got your number. You know what I mean? Yeah, he didn't want to change nothing.
He didn't mix it up what was already there either. Like, he could have mixed it in a little bit. He would have been good. He just did too much of it, and he was killing the dudes on defense. It was the news stuff. I'm gassed, man.
No, but you heard Jason Peters.
He was like, I'm gassed, man.
I'm done. I'm done.
Right. But back to Bill Walsh real fast though. So Bill, he really that's Paul Brown's system, right? But what he did when he changed it, he started that script in the first 10, 15 plays. But the thing they don't do that Bill used to do, once he found something that worked and you couldn't stop it, he just keep running the same thing over and over. Be different formations, but the same thing over and over again. And these other guys, they be in their playbooks too much sometimes. What works, keep running it, right? So, that's all I gotta say about that.
That's what's up. We got a special guest with us, man. We got little Lex. A little affiliated Poppy in the building. You know what I'm saying? What's up, nephew?
Papito.
Say what it do? Mommy Chuminho?
Oh man. So like I said, you guys, this episode is about Marcus. So we got a question for Marcus. Out of two people that I know, Marcus, two wide receivers I'm going to compare it to. Who is the best deep threat? A, Deshaun Jackson. B, Antonio Brown.
D-Jax.
D-Jax.
Bro.
Yeah. Damn.
Yo, you see Marcus with the original Birdman.
Original.
Oh boy.
Hey, that was my first Eagles game.
Okay, and can you answer this question for me? Where were you at even to take that photo, fam? Like, what game was you at?
That was
Arizona?
No, that was in Atlanta. So that was 2015. Philly Atlanta Monday night opener, or was it the Monday night opener? I think it was. But that was my first Eagles game ever. So
What?
So look, this is the story. I was at Pope Air Force Base, right? So
Okay.
they're like, "Hey, you want to go back to be a civilian cop, or do you want to go to Atlanta and stay, full-time reservist?" I'm looking, and in my mind, I'm like, "Shit, the Eagles play Atlanta.
Wow.
I'm gonna go to Atlanta.
All right.
I'm gonna go to Atlanta."
Hey, that is right there is a hardcore fan. He let the Eagles determine his future. That's too funny. Oh man, yo, we gotta give a shot to that.
Take a shot, baby.
Yeah.
All right, then. All right, we're gonna go on to the next one, fellas. We already talked about Steichen. We already introduced my man Marcus, Coach Mark in the building. I mean, let's just get into the nitty-gritty, man. Like, everybody's been talking about it. It's been all over social media and Twitter. It's been everywhere. Let's get into it, man. Former Eagles D-Jack got something off his chest about Donovan McNabb's comments. He said that he didn't deserve to be the first ever to make the Pro Bowl at two positions. And then those two positions were a punt returner and a wide receiver.
Yep.
What?
How do you guys feel about that? Yo, you know what? All right, Charlie, let me go with you, man. Let me go with you first, bro. How would you feel about it? Because your face.
I don't know, bro. I think Donovan McNabb needs to shut the fuck up, bro.
That's what I'm saying, Charlie.
I
Right.
don't know. I think Donovan McNabb needs to shut the hell up, man. Because he D-Jack, he's still playing. He was still playing. He was with the Raiders. I haven't heard of Donovan McNabb since what? 2013.
He was
with the Redskins.
Kevin Curtis for not winning that game.
Last team was Viking.
Vikings.
Throwing up the fucking Campbell's soup fucking in the huddle.
Oh, he hit you with the Willie Beeman. He hit you with the Willie Beeman in the middle of the Super Bowl.
I know. There might be some bad blood between them. I don't know what. It
seems like there's bad blood between him and all of his wide receivers.
He blamed the young boys for losing that game.
Yeah, he's framing shit. I mean, he's framing
the Arizona game, the Arizona NFC Championship game. We was winning when I was on the field.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that comment.
20 yards behind Kevin Curtis. He would have scored if he just hit him in the numbers. Go watch the last series when they had the Rock. Go look at that shit.
So this is my question to you guys with his comments. Do you feel that McNabb is just a toxic person, or do you feel?
Man,
or do you feel that he is just bitter because he no longer plays anymore? Number 5 will always love you. And he doesn't get a lot of respect to come back to Philly. Like, he really never comes. I think the last time he's back in Philly was Westbrook, when Westbrook was inducted into the Eagles Hall of Fame. I think that was the last time. I mean, and he doesn't get love, but he just doesn't get love like everybody else does. Like Freddie Mitchell gets love. I mean, the people's champ 4 and 26. He gets. I always see him. McCoy's always. McCoy's always in the city, man. He's always in the city. I mean, I already know he's from PA. You know what I'm saying? So we get that. But as a former Philadelphia Eagle, I think because he played the most important position and he got us into a lot of NFC. I mean, around that time, we was in how many NFC championships were we in? 5.
He won in 4.
We owned the Cowboys. It was the great era, you know.
Okay, and I just see that he thinks. I mean, I gave you a winning era, but he really didn't know because he didn't. We never got that. We never finally got that chip. We never got that Thanos stone to say, "Hey, we welcome to the club." I mean, we got it from Nick Foles. So, I mean, like, is it bitterness? Y'all talk to me.
Yeah,
man.
he's sick.
It's his fault we didn't get them joints because he choked the fuck up in them games.
Yeah,
If you
throwing up
get the
the
whole
soup.
team, it's
The
him.
chunky soup.
I think
All
it
on
was
him.
McNabb came into Philly, saw that he was actually, the franchise, and then he felt threatened when these young boys started coming in.
T.O. He had the
D
T.O.
Jax,
thing again.
D Jax rookie year, he started. McCoy,
T.O.
Autumn, he's like, oh, I'm no longer. Because look, if I'm McNabb and I got James Thrash, I got Todd Pinkston, I got Hank Basket, I'm gonna talk shit to him.
Yo, hey, time out. Yo, hold on. Time out. We gotta get some respect on Tom Pixie. He did what he had to do, man.
They weren't that
you know what I'm
bad.
saying? He did what he had to do, man.
They weren't bad.
They weren't bad, bro.
would lay out for the catch.
But they weren't superstar receivers, and McNabb knew that.
I know.
So he could go in the huddle and talk reckless, but when you got an actual true star huddle and you got T.O. in there, D Jax like, throw me the fucking ball.
I'm fucking open. Like, you ain't see me open, nigga? I'm in the open. I'm right here. Not even turn.
It's as simple as this.
It was day as night. Look when Vic took over, when McNabb took over.
It's as simple as this, man. We've all dated a really good girl. She was really fun. We had a lot of good times.
Yeah.
And you just do little things here and there. And then 5-10 years later, you're walking through the mall, you're out with your family, your beautiful wife, your kid, and you bump into Tapiesa. And she says, "Oh,
Tapiesa.
So you got a kid and you're married now?"
Yes.
All these things were her. What was wrong with you? Hey, that's McNabb. McNabb was a good time. You know what I'm saying? We had a lot of fun, but the guy just had a lot of toxic traits that you didn't see a future with.
Nah,
and he got too jelly every time somebody else did something. I can laugh at somebody else's jokes. That's okay.
Right.
Right. And that was McNabb. The field was never big enough for him and anybody else to share it with. Even though this is a game where you need to go on the field with 10, 11 other guys and get the job done. So. Man, and it's terrible. Way too much chunky soup. Look, and it's not about. I know you guys said he didn't bring the ring home. He didn't actually complete the job. All that stuff doesn't really matter at the end of the day because our favorite guys like Dawkins didn't get it done. We love them the same.
It's McNabb's fault.
Didn't even get to finish his career out with us due to other circumstances. We still love him. But the problem with McNabb is every time we turn around, he got somebody else's name in his mouth.
He in the lineup.
You had a great career with this franchise.
We
don't even need to talk about what you getting traded and what happened after. You had a great career with this franchise. You did things no other quarterback has done with this team, and we could hang our hat on that. But the fact that you continue to hate on anyone who seems to have
everybody, bro,
when he would talk about Wentz is crazy. Wentz is actually still doing good.
He's talking about Vic was really crazy because if we had Vic instead of him, Andy Reid, you might have seen Mahomes before Mahomes really existed.
Hey,
that's what
he needed. The massacre in Washington. What was the first play? A bootleg left to who?
Yep.
Deshaun
Jackson.
Bro, look. Then Deshaun, what we always talk about is how great Deshaun was. What we never talk about is Deshaun throwing the football right at the 1 yard line against Dallas.
Football player,
man. We love you and you did right by this city. So McNabb could have all the bulls that he did.
Hey,
talk about it.
Okay, so once Rico, when you're talking about that,
making me drink.
Yo, what's crazy is every year that Deshaun Jackson, he got kicked off the team for no reason. He got kicked off the team because it was gang affiliated. He wasn't a player. It was a lot of stuff. And then there was a lot of stuff that was actually made up. And yes, I get it. Deshaun Jackson is from LA. He's from a Crip territory. We get it. But I think what's going on there, though, is these people are judging this man by his cover or what is going on with him. In LA is a different type of culture. And if you don't know nothing about it, then stay your ass up out of it.
They made
First
that
of
shit
all,
up, man. They make up.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's just it is what it is, man. But I mean, I feel like Deshaun Jackson, man. When you talk about when he went, we cut him. He goes out to a club in DC. The next day, he signs with the Washington Commanders. Bro, he killed us. Every damn game, he killed us.
He was still
He
on
running backwards.
He was still on the side of the link,
that
bro.
pose of him catching the ball.
There.
Right, we got one. All right, one at a time, guys.
Eagle slap and then kicking the bird will forever hurt my heart.
That hurt. That hurts.
And I wasn't even mad at him, bro. It's the same way like when Shady got traded, he wanted to beat us because he loved the city so much. You know what I'm saying? Deshaun drafted by us. He loved being an Eagle, bro. He made up the big stink because he wanted to get paid and stay an Eagle.
Right.
He was like, bro,
and he was without him, Riley Cooper wasn't shit. And again, check this out. My man on the side of the stadium blurred, but he's on the side of the stadium for years after he left, right? He blurred, but that's him.
He is blurred.
Right, that's him. You got rid of him? Come on, man. He's blurred. They probably didn't even have to do nothing. He was that fast. Come on, man. That don't make no sense, bro. And then somebody was a gang member.
Hey, hold on. I did before we get too deep in the paint, I did want to read this comment by AK where he said, I want to see them line AJ and Smith on the left side. Yes. Two number ones lined up left because that will completely shift any defense left, which will have
got it on the back side.
On the right. Two things. For one, you see how we had these new acquisitions this season. You see how Devontae's becoming a star in his own right. Is our quarterback talking about that? No, he's supporting it. That's what a great quarterback does. For one, that's what
does, man. Does. Yeah.
And for two, hell yeah, I want to see that shit too, man. You know how defense will be so off balance. Come on, man.
Hey,
I mean, this is the thing. Go ahead.
As a coach, I already know the route concept. AJ's going to be on the outside. He's going to have a 10-yard post. And then I'm going to have Devontae in the slot. He's going to have at least a 7-yard out and up. Mm-hmm. Safety going to seat down on AJ. Devontae shows the out, turn it up into the up, touchdown.
He's gone.
That's that monster play that
gone. With that speed, man.
Or that monster play that Doug had where he used to do it with Goddard all the time. You got Goddard over there, but he's the number one tight end. And the second tight end comes back across the field. He's wide open. So it's a bootleg out to the right. The tight end that's on but you got the main tight end on the left side of the formation. So he's coming straight and he just breaks out. He's wide open. That's the one that Wentz messed up in Green Bay. He didn't get a TD off of him.
Or what if you have both of them running a nice wagon wheel, crisscross route at the beginning, so you don't know who's going to take the wide, who's going to take the shallow, and then you have Goddard coming and just doing a nice little hitch right across.
Yeah. Anybody breaks across that weak side,
you can run that same play. You can run that same play and have Goddard run out of flat. Oh, yeah. You know he the king of yak. He getting all them yards. That's
nobody's tackling that boy.
About this whole route concept. Number one, you got AJ, you got AJ Brown, right? Where he's going to be alpha. He can do out in, don't matter what it is. And then you have, and like he said, what AJ Brown said, you have two number ones. He was like, hey, you got two number ones on one team. So think about what we're going to do. And for AK pointing that out, man, it's basically going to be like this: pick your poison, you have to die by it. That's basically
you gotta have a defense. So you gotta remember, Jalen got wheels too. So if you don't respect him, you just hold the ball and keep rolling. Everybody got their back to the play. Boom, gone out the backside.
The trips formation with AJ, Devontae, and Quez. People sleeping on Quez.
Bro.
He might run a bubble route. He might run a bubble route. He might hit you with a hezzy.
He's the fastest on the team.
Good comment, bro.
Wait, on the team. How come nobody's talking about two big factors right here? What's going to happen when we run 4 goals? What's going to happen when these guys all running? We got three out of the 4 guys running the goal route. You got 3 out of the 4 guys running the goal route. Like, what's going to happen, bro? And then you got your safety valve tight end just going ahead and just hitting you with the nice stick or the post route, just right there as a safety blanket. If
go with
the doesn't hold up.
All right, Rico, who running the goals? Who running? Is it?
Yeah, who's running the goals?
Is it AJ, Devontae, Quez, and
Goddard?
Or is Rager in the equation?
Honestly, if you really want
How
to go
about
ahead
he's on team?
all right, you know what? I'm glad
Yes.
you brought that up. No, I'm glad you brought that up because I
Hey,
think
let's one at a time.
I think a very serious conversation does need to happen because we did take a week off, so we didn't get to really talk too much about Jalen. So let's live in a world where Jalen fights through the adversity that is going on in his life right now because this is a very serious situation. You brought up something really serious about being an LA native and being having to grow up around gang violence and stuff like that. I'm sure Deshaun saw a lot of things in his life early on that a lot of players that are in the league didn't live through. It's a difference between living in a poor or broken household and living in a violent neighborhood.
War zone.
Those are two completely different things. So if you're a guy like Rager, who may have not grown up with the best life, but probably wasn't prone to violence, and now you're getting to your young adult life, and you're having death and a loss around you at a rate you've never had before, that does something to somebody. You know what I'm saying? If you're not
for sure.
So let's live in a world where hopefully this kid does get the help that is needed. Hopefully the franchise is putting their arms around him and getting them with the right people. And let's say this kid does come back with the right mentality. He deals with what's going on with his life and he's ready to take the field. In that world, I have a lot of faith that we run Jalen on the go route, we run Quez on the go route, and you got Devontae on the go route. And Goddard is your safety valve. You give AJ Brown a nice play off, and I think that could be a beautiful thing.
Yeah, we're not even talking about Rager. Rager is like under the radar now, so kind of like Aguilar is under the radar. He ain't the guy. We going okay. He's not the number 2. So as the number 3,
no, but you heard
expect him to contribute. Yeah, he's
the coach said heavily
because he has this.
When they were asking like Covey from Utah when they were talking about special teams, it seems like Rager now that is going to be his primary goal: punt and kick return. He was saying what Covey's undersized. So hey,
man,
he was bringing up all the stuff though we were talking about as fans. Why is Rager fair catching the ball at the 10? Take that bitch to the crib. You took one back on Green Bay. And he brought that up in the press conference. So I think he's saying let's focus on the small victory first. He get his confidence
an Aguilar girlfriend, Aguilar caliber girlfriend. Small victory
and then we'll ease him back into the offensive system. I think that's why we're so heavy at wide receiver, and that's what Pascal came to take over that Rager role. Honestly,
yeah.
So, I think so. All right. So on the next segment, guys, we're gonna talk a little bit about we're gonna talk a little bit of defensive line, and then we're gonna go into Phillies. I'm gonna be leaning on Charlie and Rico and Marcus. You guys to get on that one. So with the defensive line, man, guess who showed up today?
The commander of the defense.
Yeah, he showed up. I don't know if he did anything. It looks like he was sweating a little bit. Had a press conference. Did talk about a little bit about his experience about leading others, and the whole contract and making things better with the Eagles, and talked a little bit about Gannon, about his plan. How did you guys feel about that? Marcus, go ahead.
I think it's better that now everybody got a year underneath each other. Everybody felt each other out. The type A's have leveled out now as far as the mindset. So now everybody understands basically the big picture. And then Flexer knows what his role is. It's basically to teach up that young guy, 9-0, because as we all saw, he lost all that weight and cut up. So Flexer knows his job is on the line, or not on the line, but he's not going to be in Philly that much longer. So TC's young kids, TC's kids, and then hey, we'll make you happy for your short stint, and then we'll probably trade you before the trade block, the trade deadline.
So yeah, the piggyback off of you, I was watching the Birds huddle before the Eagles game. I mean the Phillies game came on, and they were talking. They were really honing in on how Fletcher Cox came, and they were comparing Davis and Cox the entire time. and they were saying that Cox came in and he came in with a real good attitude. He said that he took Davis under his wing immediately. You know, they've been talking, and he's really going to be like a good mentor for this kid. And I mean, he's like you said, he cut up and he lost how many pounds? You think he lost 20 pounds already since he was drafted? That's a
Wait,
lot of
wait.
weight.
Somebody
Yeah,
That's
wife
a lot of
yeah,
weight for
blown
that
out.
big kid.
Nah,
And
that's
he's
a
going to
lot
be
of fat. That
awesome.
boy put on muscle.
Muscle.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. But muscle weighs more than fat, so you got to think about it like that. You lose all that fat, which is real easy to lose when you're, getting trained correctly. You put on all that muscle, he's
Clean it
going to
up.
be a problem.
Yeah.
He's going to be a problem, especially having all that depth, man. He's going to be
Charlie,
fresh. He's
Charlie,
going to have to worry about the
can you
endurance.
say that one comment again? Muscle outweighs what?
Yeah, muscle weighs more than fat.
Thank you. I've been trying to precept people for so long.
Yes, sir.
That's a fact.
And people look at me and think they're like, "Oh man, you're
I
about
think it's
250."
like 2-to-1
No, I'm not
ratio.
250. I'm 280. Okay, I'm 280 pounds. I'm not fat. I got
Hey,
muscle.
Right.
Muscle.
I maintain that dick devilate as long as you can
You
see
know what I'm saying?
it, man. You can see your jaw disappear. You be like,
As a
Yo,
former-
so
as a
Marcus. Oh, go
Go
ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, as a former reformed nose tackle, undersized nose tackle, and as a current big man back in the gym myself, hey, I understand how easy it is to lose that weight, and when you start doing it, what I'm saying, you start seeing the slimming face. You know what I'm saying? You start seeing these things start happening. So this kid is going to be good. But I did want to go ahead and say, because you made a good point about about Cox showing up in a good attitude. The OTAs are going to be very short this season. We're only going to have like 8 or 9 practices. Right. I would have liked to see Cox show up, even if he did come the other day today and have a good attitude. I would have liked him to be there for the. And I know he's not normally there for the non-mandatory camps, but I feel like so much influx of young talent for his contract situation, and for him to not have such a high. Him not being played as a high cap he was before, I feel like it's important for him to be plugging in to be the team. So, hey man, I hope Cox keeps the good attitude up, and I hope we see him to keep taking 9-0 under his wing, and we just see those two kind of come together this season.
Right. I hope we don't follow this trend we got of former players going to NFC East rivals.
Nah, he ain't going nowhere, man. You gotta look at the type of deals that he has, like outside of football in Philadelphia in the area. So
he got his
race
drag
team.
car.
Yeah, that's
he wants to be in Philly.
Yeah.
Oh, he loves
bro.
Number one, let's get this straight. He wasn't going nowhere. Number one, he loves to hunt. He's comfortable here. You know how hard it is to uproot your family, uproot yourself, and go somewhere else, and everything changes. It's not always green on the other side. So and if you're not forced out of there, I ain't going nowhere. You know what I mean? That's
millions on millions on
what
millions.
You say, kid?
Right?
You know how hard it is to uproot your family? What do I do for a living?
It's hard, bro. It's hard. Hey, I'm one of them. I'm from South Jersey, born and raised. You know what I'm saying? Like, I moved all the way to Tucson, Arizona. I took a train from Philadelphia to Tucson, Arizona. I didn't even know what Tucson even was, but that's later here and there. But this show is about my man Marcus. So got another one for y'all, man. And I got a nice question for him. Let's go, Mini Marcus right there. You know what I'm saying? Mini Marcus right there. My man was ready like fish from spaghetti. You know what I'm saying?
Ball, Marcus. Eye on the ball.
Hey,
I the Tiger. Come on, Tiger.
Fort Lee, Virginia. Virginia. My team was called the Phillies.
Okay.
So that was my team.
I saw the P. I saw the P. What year is this? 90 what?
97.
97. That was a good year. That was a good year. But my question to you is, Marcus, what made you become a Philadelphia Eagles fan?
I would have to give credit to my cousin, Money Moss Podcast.
Money Moss
grew up with him, and then watching him play football at LaSalle. Then he was kind of like that older brother role to me. And of course, by nature, the Eagles game on, he watched and I'm right underneath. I start understanding the game a lot more because he was playing. So once I understood how the game was played, I started appreciating a lot more, understanding the X and O's. And then from there, I just dove right into it, saw that dude deuce, and then kept it moving.
I hear you.
Deuce. Hit the floor.
Deuce. I just got his jersey. I just copped it. I just copped the Deuce jersey.
Stanley?
Yes, sir. I copped that Deuce. And I love that was probably one of my favorite running backs. Him and Dorsey Levens was my favorite running backs. Growing up around that time. And Ricky Waters. I was a big Ricky Waters fan.
Were you in that camp that you felt Deuce should have got a chance at the head coaching job? Or you think it was right for us to let him go?
Yeah.
I
figure you give him a shot.
Yeah.
At least give him a shot.
OC. You can get a shot at the OC.
You think? Well, wasn't he already like the OC, or he was like?
Nah,
he was assistant head coach.
He was assistant head coach, running back coach.
The running back coach.
Right. Like, can the man just get an OC job?
I remember.
It's like you say head coach Eric Bieniemy, they'd be like, next please. Like they get a man. He doesn't even call plays. What?
Hey, I remember.
Hey, so one tip for y'all, man. One tip for y'all. I heard something about Dallas Goedert in his conference today. Said that Britton Covey has been a standout in these OTAs.
Yeah. Hey, what did I tell y'all in the chat? What did I tell y'all in the chat? I'm getting Chad Hall vibes right now. And Chad Hall did eat for the Eagles.
Yeah.
Chad Hall ate for the Eagles. And then what is he right now? The wide receiver coach at Buffalo. So
Hey, D'Amico Ryans.
And them boys is bad over there in Buffalo.
D'Amico's putting on the clinic out there.
Them boys they know how to play.
Yeah, ain't playing, man. They got Sean McDermott as the head coach, who got unceremoniously fired after his first year. Didn't even get a chance. Joe Banner.
Didn't even get a chance, man.
Joe Banner.
Go Castillo.
You know how I feel about Joe Banner.
Y'all
know how I feel about Joe Banner.
And after that, we didn't have a defensive coordinator, period. How?
Yeah, hey, we had Castillo.
He was the janitor. My
son went from film manager, custodian manager, janitor, cleaning the fishbowl, defensive coordinator to offensive coordinator. It went backwards. I don't know what he was, but he got it all of it.
He was the O-line.
Oh my God, Andy Reid. That was Andy Reid's boy, man. I couldn't believe that.
Nah, that was Joe Barry.
That man, Andy Reid was looking around the office, and my man was in the corner changing out the trash can, putting a new line on.
Joe came downstairs. Joe told him,
"Come here."
Like, you know what? And I bet you the front office is like, hey, listen, we can give him promotion and we ain't even got to pay him.
Rob Ryan was at the airport. They wouldn't even see the man. He was interviewing somebody. He was just put up. He was like, I'm waiting for the phone call and get and his boy.
That's so funny. All right, so my last question to you guys for the Eagles. Let's get back on the subject because I'm gonna let y'all go early tonight, man. How do you guys feel about? And Rico actually hit on that. How do you guys feel about Nick not doing the mandatory camps? I mean, we got mandatory camp, but it's going to be later on. But this whole short camp, is it safe than sorry, or is what are we doing here?
I ain't worried. I mean, we're not in the 70s and 80s where guys running 2-a-days anymore.
Right.
But and look, it worked last season.
So you're not the old guy on the porch screaming, "Get off my yard!"
Nah, I don't think you need to have 2-a-day practice.
Don't. If you're not hitting, it don't matter.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised Will because I'm pretty sure like Will's like, yeah, back in my day.
I'm a cloud IT director, bro. I'm moving people into the cloud, into the future. So in the future,
excuse me.
In the future, people work from home. The same stuff you do in that camp, and you're not hitting nobody. You can do it at home. We just go over plays.
Yep.
You need some training. I mean, I think this is it. You know how it is. We all play football, right?
Yeah.
When you put on the pads, you look pretty. You like, yeah, I'm about to get it in, and then you get punched in the mouth. You get hit, and it feel like you failed. You hit cement on your head.
Right.
It's a
But they're not
different
doing that
story.
at practice no more. That's
Yeah,
the thing. They don't
yeah,
do
and
that
it's
at
a
They
practice.
fully
That's the
grabbing.
thing. Hey, they're not even grabbing. Like, hey, you grabbing too hard. You gotta go home.
You okay?
Go home.
You grab too hard, you gotta go home.
Yeah. Go get something to eat. Go to the food room. Go home.
But you seeing a lot of these dudes now, they got personal trainers. Like we heard, I don't know if y'all heard the I Am Athlete with Aaron Donald. He said he
Yeah.
trained himself.
Yeah.
So a lot of these dudes got their own off-season, regimen.
Yeah.
Hey,
You gotta understand the
hey, this is
the
what we
concept
got
of
going
everything.
on. This is what we got going on now. If y'all fellas want to participate, it's open. If not, I trust y'all to do y'all thing. So Sirianni is showing, trust in his veteran players. Like, hey, it's not mandatory because remember that first year Chip Kelly took over. What happened? Mandatory,
Oh,
everything. The milkshakes, the sleep monitors, all
Sleep
that.
monitors.
It worked though.
Micromanaging. It worked, but it rubbed
That
people
didn't
the wrong
work.
way.
That didn't work.
It
The
rubbed people the wrong
micromanaging didn't
way.
work. Yeah, that didn't work.
Once you start feeling like, all right, hey, this dude's not gonna micromanage me. He trusts me to do the right thing. Keep it going. The vibe is gonna feel a little bit different in the locker room. You come in, you did your little workout compared to doing some BS that you're not used to. You don't want to do. Because think about it, we all, like you said, we all play football. What we do when we doing up downs, we do it until what? Coach turn his back and then we
Coach
land
turn his back.
on the turf.
Hey, Coach turn his back.
Hey, I'm lagging it, bro. That's what you do in the fake dip where you.
It's like when you went to boot camp. Hey,
and then he turn around, and then Coach turn around. He catch you in the midst of it. Hey, Coach, Coach, my knee did something weird, Coach.
I think I'm having a heat stroke out here, Coach.
Like, yeah,
what's that wet ball read?
Hey, and then your coach get frustrated. Hey, everybody hit the cooler. Everybody hit the cooler. Yeah. After that, hey, everybody run.
We ain't hit no cooler.
My coach knew I used to love.
I played in Arizona. It's higher.
Yeah, it's hot.
My coach used to know me, and a couple of my buddies used to love mailing those type of things in. So when it came time to calisthenic time, he'd make sure to watch us for one, and then right after calisthenic time, bro, not for nothing, we had the best in Egg Harbor Township. We had the best defensive line because we were so damn conditioned after calisthenics. While everybody was doing little walkthroughs and run-throughs, we literally had to run around the whole sports complex twice, just jogging. And man, like, not for nothing, in the middle of the summer, you know what I'm saying? With your all your gear on, it was hell. But game time, couldn't nobody touch us, bro. We were clogging up everything. We were jumping on guys, and we used to have this thing. Once the third quarter hit, it was a wrap because it was like, bro, the other team got their hands on their hips.
Yo, somebody sound.
I don't know who's that is. I'm getting
the
Maracas coming in.
Yeah.
Look,
that was young.
But
My sister just came back from Mexico. She brought, instead of bringing this boy a sombrero or a poncho home, she thought it was wise to bring him home a maraca. Why?
I heard you do that.
Why? And then he comes over here. That's like buying somebody's kid a
The funniest part, though, he said, out of anything, that shit was super random. Yeah, I'm a rocker.
I heard them shits, bro. Hey, I know my musical sounds when I hear them. Like,
sombrero, a maraca over there. And then the team just won, not even 2-1. Like, what are we doing right now?
Hey, but check it out. In the new system,
Mark's hit it on the head, though. Don't need any injuries. And last season, we didn't have any injuries. And you know what kills chemistry? When you got guys hurt, you got guys that are out. So I like to see that, we stay healthy. I'd rather that than anything else.
All right, so this is my question. So this is another question. Speaking of injuries, I don't know if you guys seen the interview between Salomalo. He didn't seem too confident. I think he already knew he lost his spot at left.
He gotta go, man.
He's going to be going
got
right.
to go.
He said that, and I think he recognized it by he saying, "Man, look at Landon Dickerson. He's a beast, and he is, and I get it. But as somebody that has a big contract like him, do you feel like sometimes, when you get these big contracts, you feel that you're oh well, they can't do anything, they need me. How do you guys feel about that?
Not in the NFL.
Is it any given day?
They already know the contract structure to cut you. It's set up to cut you for the most part. So you either get your G money from the rip, all that back end money. Ooh. That's not even good. It's not like an NBA contract. It's not like an NBA contract where you like you Tobias Harris. You're like, man, they're not getting rid of me. It's not the same thing. So like, Fletcher, we're gonna cut you, bring you back a less money.
Yeah.
What you gonna do? So he took it. It's different. The NFL is different. So people just now starting to get G money.
Yeah.
So, and then look at the Cowboys. They ain't doing nothing. They gave out too much G money to people that can't play.
That was big for Isaac to say something though, because he could have took the big man route and was like, hey, I'm looking to play next, but he stepped up and noticed, hey, Jordan and Landon look good on the left side. So I'm not going to mess up that chemistry they got. I'm going to just do whatever the team need me to do. So that shows like, hey, he understands he got the money, he got the job, but he understands what's best for the team, regardless what that paycheck says.
Yeah.
Right. So they be making waves when you got people right behind you with them boogie boards. You know what I mean? So
because Howie about to come right up the road and be like, hey, so since we're moving you to right guard, let's restructure this contract because I paid you to play left. I'm gonna pay you to play right, which is a little bit less money. So
in a world,
well, Landon Dickerson is still on the rookie deal. That's what. So he hasn't gotten.
He's still gonna get that money back though. That's Howie. He ain't gonna let that slide.
Howie, look, we're talking about Howie. Howie looks at things like you got what's his name that just switched to tight end, JJ. JJ's only gonna make like what 1.5 or 2.5 this year, or something small, minuscule like that. If he makes this team, Howie's probably gonna redo that deal for a guy who's gonna probably be like a perennial special teamer. We always talk about where we pay big guys at the top, but Howie's really good about getting guys on the bottom of the roster to go ahead and kind of accept that reality and take maybe a restructure. And for them, look, if you're a regular guy who's, not a bench rider, you're a support caster, the difference between making 1.5 and 900,000,
getting cut and not getting nothing.
Not exactly. Getting cut and not getting is a major difference. And a guy like Siamalu, who's 28, still might get cut off this roster.
Right.
Could be a starter on another team. He's going to eventually see a payday. If it's not this season, I think he will see a payday somewhere else with another team. So, and it only takes one contract to get you paid. So he's definitely going to see that somewhere. 28 as a swing tackle like he is, that guy's got another possibly 10 years left in his career.
Plus, he can play center too, right? He plays center,
exactly.
Right?
He did mention. He did speak about that. Yeah, he did speak about that in the press conference. That he said, "Hey, I'm available anywhere they need me to put and play me at. I'm going to be there." He said, "I can be able to take those swings at center. I'll be able to take those turns at center."
I saw Landon at center.
I appreciate that, man. That's pretty dope, man. Big of him. Very big.
Siamalu was here for the Super Bowl run, wasn't he? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, he was the start.
Already has a swing. Already has a swing. He's probably he probably sees what a lot of other guys are seeing this season as far as chemistry wise. That this team has a chance to compete and go get another one, as he's already been there seeing what we did before. Probably go ahead and get one more ring, and then you get a ring this season. Next year you go.
And maybe you always will play with Andy Reid.
A contract somewhere else, because I'm telling you, Siamalu and most of the guys on our line, even the backups, could be starters on a
the backup line was number 9th in the league when we had the pandemic year. That was crazy. Like the backup line was good. So people were like, Wentz doesn't have his line. Look at the rating.
All right, so we're gonna go into the last subject, man. Before we get that done, though, I got one more question for Marcus. Marcus, what was the biggest thing that, like, the biggest? I'm gonna say biggest thing. What was the biggest impact for you through being an Eagles fan? Like, what is it like that breaks through? You're like, I represent this. This is me. I'm an Eagles fan. Like, what was it?
Bro, it's an icebreaker because, like, for me being military, I travel anywhere. So when I see somebody with an Eagles license plate, if I'm driving, I'll flash my lights. Like, what's up? Because I know we're out.
I started that.
if we're in the Walmart, it's to the point now. Like we'll be in Walmart, and my wife will see somebody with an Eagles shirt on. She'll look at me and be like, "You gonna go say hey to your Eagles fan?" Like, why you gotta be like
Yes,
that?
I am. and they coming over Sunday too.
That's
Have
funny.
our sandwiches ready.
Hey, okay. So speaking on that, my question is to you. I think me, Will, Rico, and then the only person on this panel that actually lives back east is Charlie. But we're all from back east. With you guys realizing when you're somewhere and you're out in the public and you see somebody and you make eye contact with them, you have Eagle shirt, they have Eagle shirt. When you say "Go Birds," do they say "Go Birds" back to you?
They usually say it to me.
Yeah, I usually.
I get it. Or you got those hardcore people that'll actually start the EAG, and then you looking around like,
yeah.
Well, you know the great thing. You know the great thing about being any sports team is we got a special guest with us. Hey sis, I see you in the background. Is that you never ever see anyone wearing Philly gear. And they're like, I just like, and be like, I like that. I like, hey, go Birds or something. You never see anyone wearing any Philly gear, and they're like, I just got it on because I like the color or something. Anyone that you ever see in Philly gear is because they're really Philly.
They're real. They're really that person.
You know what I'm saying?
No. I would have to disagree with that because I see a lot of cats. I see a lot of cats, especially with the patches. The patches now. That's the new thing, right? A lot of cats wear Philly hats, and I'm like, oh, yo, where you from? They're like, I'm from Arizona. I just like to pee. Damn, man, this is whack, bro.
I mean, for the most part,
I never. If you see him wearing flyers, or you wear flyers, I just like the colors. I like the colors.
I see that.
I had never seen nobody. I'll rumble a motherfucker right there.
The only one I've ever seen people maybe is like the red Phillies hat. I've seen because it's just
that's what I'm saying. Really,
maybe the red Phillies hat. Yeah,
the red Phillies hat.
And
almost
that's a blood thing, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
The black,
so you can't really wear that back. You can't really wear that on the West Coast. Yeah.
Right. You gotta make a decision like, damn, I might be red.
Damn, they wear red and blue.
That's what
I'll be rocking the red blue.
Hey, I got a story for you. So I went with my ex teammate, right? And like I play college ball. So it's Christmas break. My boy's like, yo, come to Cali with me. I'm like, all right, cool. I go out to Cali with him. He's from Compton. And I don't know nothing about Compton. I'm an East Coast. I'm an East Coast kid. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know anything about this. So I have a maroon Philly hat. And I'm like, yeah, man. I'm from Philly.
Maroon?
You don't know about me. Yo, son. I put it on. As soon as we stepped out the house, he said, get back in. I said, why? He's like, man, yeah, you on the wrong block. He said, we can't go to the Compton swap meet with you wearing that. I said, dang, it's like that. Yo, like you said, it's serious out there.
You and pink is even too like that's too much like red.
No, you wear P, it does not matter. You better not wear it. That and a Houston hat. You better not wear that.
Or
they don't like Philly.
Like I told King, my wife just started her job in Houston, right? So her boss is an Eagles fan. So it wasn't the first question the boss asked my wife was I going to the Texans game?
Oh, George Jefferson.
Moving on up. Yo, son ain't got no hairline, son. That's just he goes, yes, sir. Yeah. Shout out to Jeffersons, man. Can you elaborate on that story? I imagine that's your pops, right?
Yeah. So
what's up, Pops? What's up, Pops?
Army guy right there.
Yep, he did 22 years in the Army. This is when we were living in El Paso, and my dad was in the Army band, so if he traveled, we traveled with him. So he did a concert at UTEP, and Sherman Hemsley was like, the host of the event. So after the event, of course, the Philly connection because my dad's from Philly, and then they're communicating because what was the Amen was filmed in Philly, right?
Okay.
So they're talking. Pop was like, we started chopping up with Sherman Hemsley, we got to take a picture with it, and then hang out with him a little bit later. So that was that one. I think that was my junior year in high school. Junior year in high school. So
Yo, you holding the trumpets?
So let me tell you something about the band. When I was
So-
in 82nd Airborne, the band was hard, bro. Because we used to bet like who gonna fall out of this division run. I'm like, nobody from the band. I bet y'all nobody from the band fall out, yo. Because I used to watch them. I'd be like, we had division run. It would be like 4 or 5 miles, but it's the whole division. Some of the people don't come out of the office, so they're gonna fall out. So we used to make bets. Cause I was the infantry. No, you're not allowed to fall. You'll kill you.
That's
So,
why
you know,
Air Force
yeah, they
boot
wanna-
camp. That's why boot camp was easy for me because growing up, when my dad would go have PT and all the band guys would go do it, I'm out there PTing with them guys. So
Yeah,
when I'm
band
at
guys
boot
be getting
camp,
their PT in, man.
I'm out
Like,
there doing a PT. I'm running, man. This ain't shit.
Right.
Like, bro,
So-
you know what happened
Roll
if I brought a C? But nah, that was a cool little memory because I didn't understand how big of a person Sherman Hemsley was until I actually got to meet the dude. Because like when I talk about my dad fangirl, like
small
bro,
on TV,
like
right? He looks small on TV, right? Like you think on TV he's small, but he's
Yo,
not.
he's tiny. He's
so-
like a short dude.
if you want to go in relation, my dad is probably 5'8", 5'9". So if you look on that one, probably about 5'6", 5'7" as far as height wise. But-
Yeah.
Okay,
Damn.
all right.
Yeah,
already
yeah.
like you like I got these mugs already.
Yo, I think that's just
I
one
am
of
my
those things where
shoes on.
you growing up watching TV and you like see a celebrity and you're like, man, they look taller on TV, and then you meet him like Sylvester Stallone. When I met him, I was like, damn,
Steven Seagal.
this dude is tiny, man. AI was probably the tiniest dude I ever met. I remember he pulled up in the hood. And he got out of the Bentley. I was like, damn.
His boys want.
No, that ain't AI. No,
They
his boys
glizzy
not
on
tiny.
him. Busy on him.
No.
Hey,
Yo,
Jeff Gordon.
yo,
Jeff
son.
Gordon and them.
Yeah.
Right.
So I went to my first NASCAR race in 2014.
Black people go to NASCAR.
So it was troops to the
In the
track.
military, you have to.
It's troops to the track. It was in Charlotte Speedway. So you know we got to do the lap around the track and the Humvees and all that, and then we got to sit in the pit crew. I remember Ashanti was doing the national anthem, so I'm like, yeah, she's
Sideburns.
Ashanti,
With the sideburns.
thick Ashanti.
Thick, yeah, okay, all right, preach.
Yeah.
Preach.
So
Yeah.
this is my first time at a NASCAR event, right? So all they coming in for the pre-race, briefing. They all my height. I'm literally looking at everybody and we eye level. Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson, like all these dudes. The only person that was tall was Joey Logano. This is when Danica Patrick was racing with NASCAR as well.
Weight matters in racing, bro. It's like a riding a horse. It's the same thing.
Bro, they were at least 5'4" shorter than that. These NASCAR
jockeys, they out there being jockeys.
Like a jockey, yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yeah,
That's
crazy. All right, fellas, let's get back on the subject though. So last but not least, man, I'm gonna let Charlie do this whole thing. I'm just gonna let him because I already know he's ready. He's been on a private chat talking about our Phillies, man. Go ahead, yo. Go ahead and elaborate on Charlie. Yo, first of all, can you elaborate on this first?
Joe Girardi needed to go way before last year. And I'm really glad that they made this decision earlier when they can actually turn it around and possibly get a wild card spot, or I don't know. The Mets are 12 games ahead of us.
All-Star game.
We got to make it. Yeah, we we're doing good, man. We're about to get 5 in a row. We're up 5-0 right now. Nola's dealing.
Yep.
See if he gets through the
DJ,
6. They need to yank him after the 6 though, and it should be Brogdon, Familia, Sir Anthony. Please need to get rid of
Knuble. Quick question. We were on the chat last night. Yo, is it Nadeem? Is Kadeem? The pitcher last night. I can never say his Neville.
Knuble. Yeah, Knuble.
Knuble. I'm sorry. Son, he was driving me nuts. He was
Dude.
driving me nuts, son. I'm like, come on, man.
I'm like,
I'm
this
like,
guy's
come
terrible.
on, man. Oh my god, yo. Matter of fact, yo, let's just say it like this: Phillies won. Can we get it? Can we get a shot for the Swoop boys? Let's go ahead and give it to them, man. Yo, Ill Will, play that joint, man. Come on, man. We gotta get that. You know what I'm saying? Phillies won. Shots fired. We 5-0 on the road. You know what I'm saying?
5-0, man. Yeah, since
I thought
Girardi,
Will.
I
thought
don't
Rico was
know.
gonna play
I
the
don't know what
Moroccans.
I don't know what his problem is. Girardi, the team, obviously, he was doing something that I heard this shit on the Yankees before. Though he really wasn't that guy.
Yeah.
And the only reason the only reason we lost to them in the World Series was because we went and got Pedro. And that was on Amaro. Amaro fucked the whole team up. But anyway, we'll get into that another time, another place.
Yeah,
So, his championship was really not legit. So at the end of the day, I didn't hear a lot of the team talking about him, but you can see how they responded already. He must have been a dickhead, bro. It must have been some shit that just, I don't know, man. Like, I mean, when the pitching is even better, like that's kind of crazy to me. But the bats ain't popping with this lineup. It's a problem.
Our strong suit is our bats. It wasn't coming into the season. It wasn't our pitching, and we knew that. We knew that we were going to have to put up 5+ runs. And
but this team can do it easily.
Hope for our starters to do good. I mean, we have, Nola's good, Wheeler's good, Gibson's good when he's on. Even Eflin and Suarez. Eflin has the most wins on the team. He has 4 or 5 wins already.
4 or 5 wins already.
Yeah.
Look, I mean,
I saw him pitch in when they played Colorado, and he didn't let up a run. He didn't let up 1 run.
Yeah, but that's with the best we have. Like the average starting pitcher by end of 4, they need to be the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? Like really looking at him like, you know what? It's a problem. I need to get you because they should be hitting way better than they are. So they're coming around now, which is good. But but don't get caught up in the Mets shit. They started off hot. That's a long time to go to stay hot. They're gonna hit a slump, and we're gonna come get them. I'm telling you that.
Dude, I think
I took that L last night.
I do think.
Yo, we're gonna come get them.
Yeah, they did. They lost to the Padres.
And when we play them head to head,
they're losing right now. But no, we don't play them until August. We played
good.
Them.
That's
the
perfect.
Only thing that makes me nervous is that we
the
only have
the
one
World
more
series
with them. There's only one more series.
Good.
And we have to. You have to close 3 series.
The year we won the World Series, we reeled them in on that last series. Give me it.
Yeah.
And we went
So Charlie, with us being, if I'm correct now, we're 8 games behind the Mets. Are we playing for the pennant? Do we still have a chance for the pennant? Or are we playing for wild card?
I would say we're playing for the wild card.
Nah, we're not even to the
is what 110 games left in the season though?
Yeah.
So we can still
catch
up.
It's very hard to catch a team that good. I mean, I'm not trying to be biased here.
It's not a lot of teams that start off the bank and went all in the end.
They're gonna win. They're gonna win 2 out of 3 games. If you just take it, say they win every series. 2 out of 3, 2 out of 3, 2 out of 3, 2 out of 3.
They're not that
hard
good,
to catch
bro.
someone.
They're not that
they
good.
Are. They are that good. They are good.
They're not that good.
I look at the lineup and I say,
factor 2 injuries in. Can they sustain that with 2 injuries?
Like
they're going to have
Scherzer and
they're going to have
DeGrom.
Right.
Charlie, say it with your chest.
Say it.
I really do think they're good. You look at their lineup and you go down.
Starters
they're starting 9.
Yeah, they're
and
good.
You're thinking Jeff McNeil and this kid Nimmo, whatever the kid that leads off for him. And you're like, who the hell are these guys? Jeff McNeil. Every time I watch him versus the Phillies, he hits a double. He hits a home run. He gets on base. It's like you can't stop him. You have Wheeler pitching to him. You have Nola pitching to him. It doesn't matter. The dude's getting on base. You got Nindo. He's beating Stott. He shoots. He hits a ground ball to Stott. He beats him out in front of first base.
I feel you. But can the starting 9 play the whole season? The starting 8. Let's say, can the 8 guys go?
The start
with no injury.
Look,
that's the thing.
The base is. We're not going to act like the baseball season. It's a long season. Obviously, they're going to have injuries, but it doesn't matter. We're getting injuries too, so we're getting guys that are beat up. The Mets really are that good. The team is that good, bro. Like they're going to be. it's not like look, you can hope that
I
they
bet anybody 100, they don't go
they're
in
not
the
gonna
end.
fall off. Those guys ain't gonna fall
With
off.
injuries, they ain't gonna fall off. Nobody's
Oh, you
getting
got
hurt.
to. What
I
you
mean-
talking about? How many? They need major injuries for those
No, they
guys to fall
don't. No,
off.
they don't. They do not. You just gotta mess the chemistry up
But,
at that
hey,
pace.
I hope you're right. I hope they fall off. But
Because
I don't
you
think
gotta
they
look
will
at
fall
history.
off.
History says it's almost impossible to
and-
go from
and-
the beginning to the end of the season and hold that number one spot.
And the biggest thing with it is you got to look at they own. How many times have we played them, Charlie? What's our record against them right now?
It's like 10-3.
Yeah. So if it comes down to a close fucking at the end of the season, they already got our ass. Like, so that's another thing we're fighting. Look, I would love to be competing for the pennant. Look, it's a long season. We're only a quarter way through, and yeah, we haven't hit All-Star break.
Right.
We got young guys that are playing real good. But just the other part about it is, just like you're saying, we're saying it's a long season for them. It's gonna be a long season for us. Like our bats are showing up right now, and just like they turned on, they can easily turn off. So that's the other point that we gotta. And as long as Knebel's the fucking closer,
baseball gonna have a
Hold
slump.
on.
In a world,
Let me just say something about this. About this new coach.
Yo, I just want to say something.
I mean,
Will is sticking with his guns. He don't care what none of y'all say.
The Mets.
I love it.
The fucking Mets, bro.
Fucking Mets.
Fucking like that Yankees fucking shit.
I hope.
It's the fucking Mets. They'll lose that shit the last fucking weekend of the season. I guarantee you.
They got a freaking rule. They got a rule named after them to not overpay that you can't pay so much in tax. So I mean, they got a lineup, man. It's not like they don't got guys on the team.
They got guys. They always had guys for years and years and years.
That's what I'm saying. When you got a rule named after your GM, or you got a rule named after your guy that's gonna prevent you from that directly affects how you pay your team. You know they're gonna always have guys. The Rooney rule is a thing, because of that motherfucker. So.
Yo, Ill Will is not listening to anything y'all say, son.
Because I put something in their field.
Ill Will, God bless your life.
They invited me to
God
come
bless
down
your life.
and fucking in front of the crowd and shit. They gave me my hometown hero shit. I put a motherfucking thing in their field with the Philly shit. They ain't never gonna fucking find it. Never ever. Because I dug it deep.
Yo, Will is so Philly, man. He don't care, man. That's how we getting it in.
They're like, what are you doing? Yeah, I got this. Hold on.
Hold on.
I really did that shit.
Yo, give you a solo, son. Go ahead. Go ahead, Will. Go ahead, tell him, yo.
Listen, it was
Tell him, yo.
2010.
Yeah.
They had a whole thing with the military thing. They had everybody come down. It was like, well, your guy been in Iraq like 3 or 4 times. Can we get him to be the hometown hero? They're like, oh yeah, I'll do it. So, hey, I'm from Jersey, so Philly, Jersey, but I graduated from high school in Jersey. So they were like, hey, come down. We're going to fucking say all your bullshit. And they did that shit. Cool. But while they was doing that shit, I had my little Phillies pen, and I dug as deep as I could.
Are you okay?
Stuff that shit in the field, bro. They never winning shit. And that was the first year they opened that stadium with the little apple that comes up.
Yeah.
And Chase Utley hit that motherfucker. Bing! I was like, yeah. They're like, what are you doing? You tying your shoe? I'm like, nah.
You saw me hit that motherfucker bing.
Yo.
They gotta go dig up the whole field. They're like, oh shit. That's what we're doing.
I do want to say this while we are live, and then Charlie, I do want to hear your point you were gonna make, because I do want, since we are here, I want to document it. We are actually, me and King did have a conversation this week. We are going to be developing another show on the Swoop Boys Network. We're going to expanding it, so it's going to be looking more like a Charlie, and it's going to be looking like Marcus. Really deep diving into some side stuff with the Phils. It's going to be a little bit different vibe. So we're going to be definitely developing that. We'll have more. I'm trying to get some things with it, but it's in the process. But we're going to be tapping into that real soon.
I hope we can tap into some of the flyers, man.
Yeah.
First things first, gotta have Ill Will with his solo. You know what I'm saying? We gotta have because Ill Will. I want to develop a show where Will kind of does the kind of like the live from the bleachers thing. Just For sure. That shit would be funny.
You want me doing that?
That shit would be funny. That shit would be super funny. Oh my God, bro!
I really want that to
super
be like a
fun.
Saturday show with 20 to 30 minutes by himself. So I
Yeah,
mean, we're
that's
definitely
cool.
working on new content for all the fans, and we're definitely coming up with some new things. You know, we've had opportunities to join other teams and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, look, we already got a strong starting five right here. You know what I'm saying? So when you got a team like this, there's no need for us to go and you know, no disrespect to anybody else, but no need for us to go join anybody else's sauce. And when we can go ahead and, you know, keep making our own, you know, special fry sauce over here. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So we're gonna be developing some stuff. So we're definitely gonna be doing the Ill Will show. We're definitely gonna be doing the Young Bucks over here. We're gonna be doing something, you know. And, you know, we're gonna always have the classic Tuesday. So we're gonna expand this thing. It's just gonna give us some time and be patient, but let us, because we want to do it and we want to do it right. You know, that's the important thing.
Hey, so if this is starting five, who Tobias, who Embiid, who Maxey, who Harden, and who Danny Green?
Well, actually, it's funny that you do say that because
that means no, Rico has to be one of the light skins.
Tobias ain't a six man, bro.
Hey, that means I'm Maxey by default. I'm Maxey by default.
He said he was Maxey.
Hold on, why you just gonna call Maxey because you're the darkest?
You said he got to be one of the light skins.
You said you were Maxey because you were the new young buck that we added.
Yeah, he's a new young buck. He's a new young buck.
I'd rather be Tobias than Ben Simmons. That's all.
I guess I'm Embiid. I guess I'm Embiid. Yeah, I guess I'm Embiid.
So
not always hurt though.
Always hurt, bro.
Is Charlie Tyler Hero?
Hero don't got a beard though, bro.
That's crazy, bro.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
If anything, Charlie has the energy of Birdman. You know what I'm saying? When they on that Heat team, that's how my boy comes in with that.
No, Charlie has to be TJ McConnell.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, well,
I like TJ McConnell.
I'm about his height. Yeah. I'm about his height.
Yeah, I like TJ McConnell.
5'0".
Hey, TJ might have been 5'0", but he was starting
he was
sometimes, so we ain't gonna act like
he's still starting for the Pacers, bro. I don't know what you're talking
we ain't gonna act like that's his fault. TJ got the back. That's why he had to trade us.
That's too funny. Hey, guys, before we get up out of here.
Butler, so.
Oh God! There you go. No, you Danny Green. You got to be light skin. Danny Green.
I'll take Danny Green.
Now, before we get up out of here, man, definitely want to send a special shout out to Reek and his lovely wife Andrea. They just celebrated their first year wedding anniversary. Let's go ahead and get that in there. You know what I'm saying? Hey, marriage is work. Okay, so let's go ahead and put that out.
Work.
It's beautiful. You know, our marriage is we just ended our rookie year contract, so now we're going into our first big money contract. So it feels real good. You know, what comes with that. You know, it's it means you made another commitment to the team. And one thing I will say this to everybody: you're perfectly. Hey, what you said is right. Marriage isn't always easy, and the most important advice that I can give anybody is, on the days that it's rough, is you just always choose each other. That's just what it comes down to, you know. So hey, I love my wife. That's my that's my number one player. You know what I'm saying? She the starting lineup, and that's what it is. Thank you guys for the well wishes. Thank you for the happy anniversaries. And we about to go out tomorrow night for a night.
That's what's up, man. Like I said, guys, please like, subscribe to the channel, the Swoop Boys. We got a lot of things that we got a plan that we're about to do. We appreciate it. I guess we're gonna do Cop of the Week.
I didn't have a chance to. It's literally in the mailbox right now. But what I did go, it's nothing crazy. But you know, I did finally break down and go pick up the draft hat.
There you go.
I wanted it just because, you know what, I wasn't feeling it at first, but it did grow on me as I kept seeing it. And
I told you it was gonna grow on you.
It did grow on me, and I got it for $17 because it was on sale. So you can never beat that.
That's a steal.
Yeah, it's a steal. And
Yeah,
then on
beat
top
that
of it,
with a bat.
oh man, I'm excited. I'm gonna go walk. If Lex wasn't having a little mini meltdown before the pod,
No, they ain't have
brought it
it.
in. But I'm gonna go walk over there with him right after this. But the
sure.
the other thing is, I love having draft hats when something significant happens. Like we did say when Wentz got drafted, I have that hat. You know, like so whenever we have something like that, I always feel like it's good to have. You know, like, oh yeah, this is the season we did this and this. So it's a great starter.
Gotcha. Well, Marcus had something special, and we both have it. So go ahead.
All right, Mark.
So, while I was in Houston house hunting for the wife, I caught these in Katy. These bad boys right
Right.
The tunnels. Yes, sir.
Damn.
Boys
What are
came
they?
up.
here. These are what?
The IP.
Those are the answer
What are
fours. The Reebok
These
answer
are
fours.
answers to tunnels, boy. Look at that.
The fours.
Boy, you got
Ooh.
face in it.
Hey, that
Oh,
is
man.
hard to do. Have the picture.
I
That's
never
hard.
seen
Yo,
that.
that's hard, bro. Yeah.
So, I got these in Katy, Texas for $110.
KD. What's KD?
Katie's like
AD?
10 minutes out. KT, like
KT.
10 minutes,
You're
like
real-
10 minutes
I mean,
I
outside
ain't
of
gonna lie, it
Houston.
sounded like you said Katie.
Let's say how you say Katie.
It is
Yeah,
Katy.
it did sound like you said
Called-
Katie.
So you say,
Katy.
no, so I think they're clown. I think this sounds like you saying
Katie.
KD, like the Hooper. Y'all saying Katie or y'all saying Katie? This
I don't know, but I never heard of them spot. That's why I'm asking you to elaborate a little bit on it.
Katy, Texas.
Mm.
I know Katy, Texas.
Okay.
I know.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah,
So-
man.
Katie.
Hey, but one thing definitely, there's one thing I definitely want to shout out, man. Hey, shout out to Dallas, man. First of all, I know it sounds weird, but people in Dallas, I went there all Eagles gear up, and y'all treat me like a king.
They
Thank
have
you.
to. There's a lot of Eagles
Thank
fans in Dallas.
Hey, well,
Lot of-
Yeah, I know, but yeah, they treated me like a king. I appreciate
It's
y'all,
not
man.
Philly. It's not
Hey,
Philly. It's not the same type of mentality.
Nah, but no, and they were right though. They were like, yo, welcome to Dallas. They were like, we know we can't go to Philadelphia. And I was like, yeah,
You
true.
can.
You
You
can't.
can. But you're
No,
not
you
you're
can't.
gonna be walking around.
You're gonna have a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll have a good time. You're gonna have a good time. You're gonna get we gonna get in that ass.
If you act
You
crazy.
ain't gonna have a good time over there.
Ask them Viking
Oh.
fans when they went to the
Hold on, they
steps.
still
what
got
happened to
Nola
them.
in, guys.
What?
They still got Nola in the seventh, the bottom of the seventh.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, one out. He just got a pop out, McCutcheon.
All right,
This
well,
is
I'm
my-
gonna let you
my
guys
come
get
up right
off there. I'm gonna let you guys
It's
get
top of the
off.
week.
What is that? Wait,
It's
what is
top
that?
of the week.
Oh, you
Oh,
got
Wendy's
the
chicken
Some
sandwich.
Wendy's
Oh,
spicy
Wendy's
sandwich.
chicken sandwich better than Chick-fil-A
It will,
and
bro.
Popeyes. They took over Wendy's shit,
Listen,
and they don't
bro.
close at 10 o'clock.
Hey, check out
They're right there, bro. I'm
No
telling
cap.
y'all, go get it.
Hey, go check their that chicken breakfast sandwich they got too is popping, bro.
Tell me next week if this is the chicken sandwich of all chicken sandwiches from the fast food.
Hey, no, but go check out Wendy's breakfast chicken sandwich too. The biscuit with the honey and the bacon.
Somebody got
That's-
killed at Popeyes trying
Hey,
to get a sandwich.
Wendy's is taking
Hey,
over.
no, B. It's all about that baconator number 7, B.
No, get the sandwich. You read the sandwich, King?
Hey,
No,
the only thing about
I'm
the-
talking about the sausage. The sausage joint? No, I have had a chicken
The
sandwich.
only thing about the baconator is that joint hit your belly.
We're
like
gonna have a
Facts, dog.
Yeah,
Hey,
bacon-
say less. Hey, say less.
Elizabeth.
No,
If you need a baconator, you ain't got nothing
No
to do for
cap.
the rest of the
Hey.
night, bro.
no cap. Hey,
Take some
you better
fish
plan your ass at the crib, son.
Hey, you stay your
Plan
ass.
your ass at
Oh,
the crib,
right.
son. No cap. If you eat a baconator,
Yo.
son, your ass better plan on being at the crib all day.
That shit gonna
Yeah.
hit your stomach
All
like
day.
Wendy's,
It's like taking Marilac.
Hey, your stomach after you eat the baconator, your stomach's gonna go choo choo, mommy.
Yeah.
Choo choo, mommy.
Hey, get some fish roll. Hey, this joint right here for real people.
Yo,
So the
man, y'all
Popeyes
bugged
joint was
out,
good?
man.
Over chicken.
Yo,
Hey,
I'm gonna let y'all
stick to
go,
my
man.
triple stacker, man. I'm gonna stick
They
to
got
the triple
pickles on
stacker.
the joint.
Yeah.
It's pickles.
Well, I'm
on
gonna
the
let y'all
joint.
go because I'm gonna let y'all catch up because the NBA finals are here.
They're playing right
and
now.
then the Phillies are playing right now. So before you guys go, who has the Warriors tonight?
I do. You're not gonna. I'm telling you guys right now. I'm letting everybody know on wax. You're not gonna like the person that I will become if
On
I'm forced
wax.
to see the Celtics hoist a championship. I'm like, you're like, I might quit. I might quit everything.
Domestic terrorists.
Hey, hey, Rico.
It's gonna be a very.
Don't do that.
Like,
Don't do that.
You know how
Don't do
guys
that.
form. You know how guys naturally form dreadlocks, and it's nasty. I might become one of those guys.
I won't shave,
So-
bro. I won't even wash.
Yeah,
face,
like
none
this-
of that shit. I won't be chicken sandwich.
Yeah,
Hey,
bro.
ramen.
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 You might not want to watch the game, Rico. Boston up by 12 going into
That's all right.
Yeah.
That's all right. It's all right.
Well,
Yeah,
yo,
they were
I
up by
appreciate
13.
you guys. Well,
After
I'm gonna let y'all
Boston
guys
shit.
go so you guys can see it. I appreciate you guys. Hey, Swoop Squad, I appreciate y'all tuning in today. Y'all have the comments popping. Thank you so much. Like I said, please like and subscribe.
Share
AK,
the video, like, subscribe, and share.
Noah
thank you.
7.
Thank you. So definitely want to say peace out. Please, hey, and mental health is serious, man. So check on your loved ones, all right? So we just want to say this is Swoop Squad. We out. Yo, fellas, y'all got anything to say?
You mommy
Yo, fellas.
want
Your motherfucking chicken sandwich, yo.